Hey guys, it's Meg. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A. I always like to do a Q&A every now and then because I know a lot of you guys have a few questions. I get them in the comment section of like my regular record videos and stuff. So I was like, since I've been getting a lot of questions lately, I thought I'd do a little Q&A. So I did a community post on my channel asking you guys to ask me some questions about anything. Whether it was about music, life, anything at all that you wanted to ask me. And you guys asked some questions, so I'm going to answer them today. So it is a very hot day. So if I appear like I'm sweating, it's because I am. I'm not putting my fan on because it's so loud, but just know that I am sweating. Okay, right. So quite a few of you asked very similar questions, just like in slightly different wording. So I'll just incorporate them into one question. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. It's always fun to do a little Q&A and I do love doing them. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep this intro too long. You guys know how these videos work. Let's get started. So the first question is, what made you start your record collection? So I can't remember the exact moment that I thought this has triggered it, but I think what I can remember is my prime fangirl years were 2018 to 2020, I'd say. They were my prime don't get me wrong, still a fangirl, but I'm a lot more low-key about it now, I'd say. Like between 2018 and 2020, I collected merch and stuff like that, and like t-shirts, where now I just collect the records and the CDs of the artists. I don't get any other merch. I started record collecting in 2018, and that was when I was the biggest fan of Shawn Mendes ever, and I saw his record in a record store on a school trip, and I purchased it, and I think that is where it started. I'm pretty sure, because I had a couple records at home, but then when I noticed a lot of my favorite artists were actually putting out records, I was like, wait, this is really fun. I really like getting all of these. So I even got them and I didn't have a record player at the time. So yeah, I just really loved adding them to my like merch collection, I guess you could say. And I think that's where it started. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. Would you get a cat? I would get a cat. I'm definitely more of a dog person than I am a cat person, but I do love cats. I think they're very sweet, and I would definitely consider getting one in the future. How tall are you? I am, right, last time I measured, I was like in between 5'4" and 5'5". So yeah, I haven't measured myself for literally years, but I'd probably say average. You look young. How old are you and what do you do for a living? So I'm 22 years old. A lot of people say I look 16. And I'm in retail for a living. That's what I do, but that's not my permanent job. That's not what I want to do in the future. I definitely want to go into the media side, like marketing, PR. My absolute dream job is to work for a record label. That is my dream job. Yeah, so we'll see what the future holds. Top 4 favorite films and books. Oh, okay, right. This is really tricky because I literally struggle to pick a favorite on anything. But I will say, okay, let's start with movies. Top 4 favorite movies: How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Titanic, How to Train Your Dragon. Oh my god. This is literally impossible for me. Either Dirty Dancing or Notting Hill. One of those two. I'm so indecisive. The thing is, it changes all the time, but my top 2 are always How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Titanic, without a shadow of a doubt. They're always my top 2, and then the other 2 always like vary depending on my mood. And then top 4 favorite books. Okay, I'm not a big reader, but I've definitely gotten into reading a lot more within the past 2 years, and I really want to start making it a more consistent hobby. My favorite books that I've read, I've not read many, but my favorites that I have read are, okay, I have my 4 favorite books here. Like I said, I have not read many. I genuinely have not read many, but these are the ones that are definitely my favorites that I've read so far. Okay, we're not going off of authors, okay? This is purely just the stories themselves, nothing to do with authors. My number 1 favorite book has to be, that I've read so far, Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Oh my god, this book, if you've not read this book, so my typical genre is romance. That is my go-to genre with reading. If you have not read this book, please do yourself a favor and read this book. I couldn't put this down. Jamie couldn't put this down. This is my favorite book that I've read so far. Next, we have Verity by Colleen Hoover. Storytelling in this is insane. This is kind of like a romance thriller, and I'm not a big thriller gal, I cannot lie, but this, oh my goodness, so good. Again, just about the story, not about the author. This one I'm actually finishing at the moment, but it is Twisted Games by Anna Hung. I really hope I said her last name correctly. So I'm currently reading the Twisted series at the moment. I've read Twisted Love, which I thought was good, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it. I still had fun reading it, but I already know it's not going to be my favorite in the series. So in the series, one of my friends said that her favorite is Twisted Hate and Twisted Games, and I can definitely say for sure that Twisted Games is very high favorite of mine. Yeah, I haven't finished reading this yet, but I've literally got like a tiny bit left. So yeah, love that. And then this one, I haven't read this in years, but I remember really enjoying reading it, and this is Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood. This gave very Pride and Prejudice vibes from what I remember. Again, I haven't read it in years, so I can't remember Obviously the front cover is beautiful, but yeah, really enjoyed reading that as well. So they're my favorites that I've read so far. Yeah, I've got a massive TBR list on my phone of books that I want to make it through, but I've told myself I'm not allowed to read any other books or series until I finish the Twisted series. That is where my book progress is going. Top 3 favorite songs right now. Okay, right, you've asked me a very difficult question. I'm gonna have to go on my Spotify and see. Okay, right, my favorite songs at the moment, I'm looking at my current playlist. This is my Spotify. If you want to go follow me, you can. I'll link it in the description box. My favorite songs at the moment are All I Ever Asked by Rachel Chinariri, Sunshine and Rain by Kali Uchis off of her new album Sincerely. Oh my god, it's so good. So good. And then I'd say my third favorite at the moment is Purple Lace Bra by Tate McRae. Okay, what is one record you regret buying? Oh, okay, I actually have a few. Shall I get them? I'll get them. A few that I regret buying purely because I didn't buy them for the right reasons. Okay, I know you said show one record that you regret buying, but I have 3. First one that I regret buying is Badlands by Halsey. Now, this is nothing to do with Halsey. Love Halsey as an artist. She's so talented, X, Y, and Z. I purely bought this at the time because it was trendy. I did not buy this because I liked the album. I did not buy this because I was a massive fan of Halsey at the time. I genuinely bought this because it was trendy and it was like the artwork was really popular or something like that. I don't actually think I've ever spun this. Maybe once I've spun this in the whole 7 years that I've owned this. So I do regret buying this one, and it is the blue pressing. I wanted the pink as well and I didn't realise it was the blue. This was when I was first starting to record collect, and yeah, so I do regret this because I didn't even get the colour pressing that I wanted. But yeah, nothing to do, like, I'm not slandering this album. This is a great album, but it's just not my taste. Okay, All for Nothing by Lauv. I also regret buying. Love Lauv as an artist. Oh my goodness, I love so many of his songs. A lot of them are on my playlist. This album is good. I think I genuinely bought this because it said it was an indie exclusive cover, and I didn't have any indie exclusive cover arts in my collection. So again, I bought this as like a collector's purpose. Again, is a gatefold. Again, I love Lauv, but like I'm not, you know, obsessed with this album. But the pressing's really cool. Yeah, I mean, the album artwork is stunning. Like, I don't blame past me for wanting to purchase this because look at that beautiful album cover. And then it pains me to say this, but I regret buying Cowboy Carter by Beyonce. This record specifically, honestly, if I didn't buy this, I probably would have bought the box set version that she did for Renaissance. For a start, I'm not a big fan of the project as a whole. I know this is part of an act. Obviously, Renaissance is Act 1, this is Act 2, and then I think she's gonna come up in Act 3. But out of the acts we've got so far, Renaissance is by far my favorite. I couldn't really gel with the album, and I'm such a big fan of Beyonce, and I really wanted to get into it because I do like country music. I wasn't a big fan of it, and also there was a lot of stick with this vinyl because it wasn't the whole album on this record. I think this is like half the album or something like that. Like, it's not even the full track list. This was like 40 quid or something like that, so it's quite expensive considering I'm not even getting the full album. Yeah, I love Beyonce, and I'm happy that I have it in terms of like my Beyonce collection, but in general I probably wouldn't repurchase this or anything. Do you like Green Day? I'm not going to lie to you, I have never listened to Green Day. I know they're very popular, I know they're very iconic in the music industry. I've just never listened to them, but I'll give them a listen. I definitely will. Okay, so this person has 2 questions. So first question is thoughts on the K-pop space, if you have any. Genuinely, I have no thoughts. Slay, like, that is my thought. Slay. Like, I don't know much about K-pop. I don't listen to K-pop. I'm not a fan of any K-pop groups. But from what I've seen, it looks sick, and the shows, oh my god, they look mental. Like, they look so cool. It looks like a fun time. So yeah, no thoughts. I'm very neutral. Like I said, don't really know much about the K-pop space. And second, what is your favorite Melanie Martinez vinyl pressing? Oh god, I'm gonna try and think of all of them now. For Portals, I really wish I got the pink and black splatter. For Crybaby, I think, isn't there like pink in the center and then clear on the outside? I think that one's really cool. I do like the picture disc for K12 as well. But mind you, I'm happy with my Baby Pink disc. Yeah, off the top of my head, those are my favorite Melanie Martinez vinyl pressings. Can you do more CD videos? Yeah, I'll happily do more CD videos. I don't collect CDs as avidly as I do records. I only purchase CDs if they're signed or they just come in a vinyl bundle, because sometimes a lot of artists do actually do like the bundle with the CD and the records. Yeah, I'll do more CD videos. Leave some suggestions in the comments and I will see what I can do. What is your top 5 albums, and tell us your 3 top songs out of them? Oh, okay. Top 5, are we talking all time? Let's do all time, why not? Okay, first top album of all time has to be, this is in no particular order by the way, this is just as I'm thinking of them. First top album is Being Funny in a Foreign Language by 1975, and my top songs from the record are Looking for Somebody to Love, Part of the Band, It's between I'm in love with you and About You. I can't pick between them. Number 2. Guys, this is really hard. You've honestly asked me such a difficult question. Again, I'm indecisive. What can I say? Okay, second favorite album of all time. Shawn Mendes, The Album. This album shaped me. Yeah, this was literally all I listened to. My top 3 of this album are Where Were You in the Morning, Falling All in You, and Because I Had You. 3 more. Okay, album number 3, Reputation by Taylor Swift. And my favorite songs from this album are Ready for It, Don't Blame Me, and Call It What You Want. These might be really stereotypical, I don't know. Next is Cry Baby by Melanie Martinez. And my favorites off this album are Dollhouse, Carousel, and Pity Party. Mind you, I do love Pacify Her as well. Okay, and the last one is Billie Eilish, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And my top 3 off of this album are All the Good Girls Go to Hell, Wish You Were Gay, and My Strange Addiction. I'm not gonna lie, that was really hard to do because I'm in love with Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan. I'm in love with Short and Sweet by Sabrina. Like, genuinely, I love too many albums. I genuinely can't. Those ones were just the easy access ones to me, to be honest. Like, I could have picked 3 of Taylor's albums alone. So again, changes a lot, but they are definitely within my top albums in general. What are your top 5 artists? Okay, top 5 are, in no particular order, Taylor Swift, The 1975, Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, and Harry Styles at the moment, yeah. Oh, I would have added Harry's House into my all-time favorite album. See, this is why. Oh my goodness, there's too many albums. But yeah, Harry's House, definitely one of my favorite albums. Okay, what's your favorite record player that you own? Mine is the Audio-Technica LP60X. Slay. My favorite record player that I own is the Angel's Horn one that you see that's in my bedroom, that you see in the background of all of my videos, which is the HP Zero. I always forget the name of it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I should know the name of it. I've just got such a bad memory. But that is my favorite one. The sound quality is top notch. I have done an unboxing of it. If you guys want to go watch it, Angel's Horn really ever so kindly gifted it to me. They wanted to work with me again as well, and they sent me another one which is currently in our living room because my dad listens to records as well. And yeah, I honestly love Angel's Horn turntables. I think they're amazing and I really enjoy them. But yeah, my favorite one that I have is the one in my bedroom. How many records do you have altogether? Oh god, I think from my Discogs, last time I checked, the thing is I've included some of my CDs on Discogs. So if I get rid of, like, let's say 20 CDs, 15 CDs, I think it was like 160 records, and that's including 12 inches and 7 inches. I might be wrong. I'll put the official count on the screen because I don't know. What's your favorite Ariana Grande album? Mine is Thank You Next. Okay, my favorite is Dangerous Woman or Eternal Sunshine are my favorites. I just love them. But mind you, I love the nostalgia with Yours Truly and My Everything, like The Way. Way is honestly one of my favorite Ariana Grande songs ever. But since Eternal Sunshine's come out, it's made it really difficult for me. So yeah, Dangerous Woman and Eternal Sunshine are definitely my top 2 favorite Ariana albums. What is the rarest record you own? And what is your top record you want to own? My rarest that I own, I don't think I have anything crazy rare. Oh, actually, I think I do. Okay, so I've got a choice of 4 here because I genuinely don't know what's rarer than the other. If anyone wants to correct me, you can in the comments, that's fine. I definitely think the rarest that I have in my collection, based off what I've shown in videos and the Discogs resale price, how very far and few between I actually see it in people's collections, is my Guitar Songs by Billie Eilish 7-inch single. This I get so many questions of whenever I show it in any videos. Everyone's always asked me, where did you get it? When did you buy it? This was like a one-time release on Billie's web store and I purchased it at the time. This came out when? 2023 I purchased this. And yeah, every time I show it in a video, everyone comments on it. Whenever I watch record collection videos or record videos on TikTok, I never see anyone with this in their collection. So I think this is definitely the rarest that I own in my collection. To be honest, it is one of my favorite records that I do own. Yeah, this is my pride and joy. I will never ever sell this. The next rarest I own, I think, is the Tyga and Doja Cat Freaky Deaky 7-inch. That was a tongue twister. This is like a Zoetrope pressing. But yeah, I think this is pretty rare. Again, it's very rare that I actually see people with this. I think I've only seen one record collection on TikTok where someone's owned this. That's actually where I found out about it. I don't see many people with this in their collection, so I think this is pretty rare. I think they're the rarest that I own. And then what's my top record that I want to own? Off the top of my head is the Folklore Long Pond Studio Sessions by Taylor. I have actually seen they've done a Chinese repress of it and I will get that at some point, 100%. The only reason I'm holding out on it is because I have a very big trip planned that I have to save every single penny for. So I can't afford to be dropping £80 on a record, but even though that's such a good price for Long Pond Studio Sessions, I will get that at some point, mark my words. Once I'm back from my trip, mark my words, I will purchase it. I need to look at my Discogs because I have a lot of them on my Discogs, to be honest. What's your favourite favorite Melanie Martinez song? That's like asking me to choose my favorite child. Off the top of my head, Strawberry Shortcake, Pity Party, Dollhouse, Fairy Soiree, Battle of the Larynx, Sippy Cup, Mrs. Potato Head, Void, Soap. Yeah, they're off the top of my head, they're my favourites. I love your travel vlogs. Do you have any travel plans outside the UK? And besides Florida, is there anywhere else in America you visited, like out west in California? Thank you so much. I'm really glad you enjoy my travel vlogs because they don't do as well as my record videos, but I love filming the travel vlogs, and selfishly, they're for me to look back on. Like, they're not really made for anyone else as such. They are just made for me because I know they don't get as many views. And the amount of time that I put into them, I don't get as much attraction back on those videos, but I just want them for the memories. So I'm really glad that you do enjoy my travel videos. Thank you. And do I have any travel plans outside the UK? Yes. So I'm going on a very big trip, which is so nerve-wracking to me. I am excited, I'm just so nervous because it's very outside my comfort zone. This is not something I planned on doing ever. I've never been a travel girly. I've always liked my comfort bubble. But yeah, this basically, I graduated uni in September and I've really wanted to take a gap year. So I was like, let me take a gap year before I like properly career search. And I'm doing this for my gap year. I thought, you know what? It's time to turn over a new leaf, reach some new lengths. I'm going to book the flights like last week. As the day I'm filming this, booked them last week. Exciting stuff, it's happening at the end of the year. But yeah, crazy. And I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited as well. But yeah, they are my travel plans as outside the UK. And besides Florida, is there anywhere else you've visited in America? No, obviously I've visited Miami and Key West within Florida. Outside of Florida, no, I've not visited anywhere else. I would love to go to, I would like to visit LA. I can't possibly think. America is such a big country. Like, I would love to visit so many states within there. Or, mind you, Hawaii. Would love to visit Hawaii. Do you ever regret collecting vinyl sometimes? And so why? No. In terms of like physically collecting records, no, I do not regret it in the slightest. Records bring so much joy and I love building up my collection and opening new gatefolds and stuff. It's the little things in life. But financially, yes. Just because records are so expensive now. It's like £40 for like a record now. Like, that's your average sometimes. It's a very expensive hobby and does take a big chunk. You know, you've got to dedicate quite a bit of finance to record collecting. That's the only reason I regret it sometimes, where I'm like, oh, it's so expensive, but like I really want it. But no, I don't regret it overall, but obviously they are expensive, so that is one thing that's a bit like, damn it. What was your first record player and what artist do you have the most records of? So my first record player was the Suitcase Crosley turntable that gets so hated on. That was my first one. And then what artist do I have the most records of? Taylor, 1975, and Ariana Grande I definitely have the most records of. Can we see a picture of your second record player setup? Of course. Here's a photo. She fits in my living room aesthetic so well. Can we see your CD collection? I know it's small, but I'm curious. I will do a separate video on it. Honestly, it is quite small. It's grown since I last did a CD collection video. But since you guys are asking for CD content, I will definitely do a video on it. So hang tight, I'll do a separate video on that. What is your favorite and least favorite pressing? Any vinyl you regret buying and any that you think everyone should have? Okay, so my favorite pressing and least favorite pressing. Least favorite, I will just say standard black. It's boring. Like, we've got color pressings. You can have splatter, you can have picture discs. Like, why would I have a standard black record when I can have something fun? And my favorite pressing, you see, I've got so many, like my Conan Gray Sunset Season record. It's like a marble sea glass. It's beautiful. That one, my Tangle Stargazer Lily pressing, that is beautiful. Mind you, my Love Alive in Paris record is stunning. And then any that you think everyone should have. Everyone needs anything nostalgic. I think everyone should have in their collection. Obviously, not everyone's gonna like the same artists and stuff. Everyone's got very different tastes in music. So I think a record that everyone should have is an album that they listened to in their childhood, or so like the kids that grew up with Disney Channel, like me, for example. I want to get the Hannah Montana soundtrack. I want to get High School Musical on record. I want to get Bridget Mendler's album on record, because even though I don't listen to them like daily now, they're so nostalgic to me and literally shaped my childhood. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So I think everyone should have a nostalgic album. in their collection, whether that's one that you grew up with in your teenage years, one that shaped your childhood, one that's like a guilty pleasure, you know, anything like that. Nostalgia is the way to my heart, and I think it's the way to a lot of people's hearts. So, fave kind of pressings, honestly, like I am so easily pleased with record pressings. Like, I'd say my favorites are like the splatter. Picture discs I do find really fun. I just hate the packaging they come in. I think they're quite lazily designed in terms of like the outer sleeves and stuff. Marble pressings are my favorite. What's your fave Taylor album and song? Oh my goodness, guys, you guys know how mad I am at picking. Okay, right, I'm gonna say my top 3 favorite Taylor albums because there is no way I can just pick one Taylor album. No way. My top 3 are Reputation, 1989, and Speak Now. I'm just gonna say yeah. And it changes all the time. They're my top 3 at the moment. My favorite Taylor Swift song, just one? Guys, you're literally asking me impossible questions. How am I meant to pick one Taylor song? Okay, right, I'm gonna do my top 5, okay? To be honest, this changes all the time depending on my mood. But right now, Enchanted, Call It What You Want, Willow, Cruel Summer, and Maroon. They are my 5 favorites at the moment, but genuinely it changes all the time. Ask me next week, I'll have 5 new favorite Taylor songs. Always changes, but yeah, at the moment, that's what it is. I've already answered the Taylor question, so I'll go to the second part of your question. So what is Olivia Rodrigo's best song in your opinion? Oh, okay. I've got both of her albums on record, Sour and Guts. Her best song, in my opinion, oh my god, are we talking lyrically? Are we talking production? I should honestly title this video Girl Struggles to Pick Anything for however long. I'm gonna say her best song on Sour is, if we're going off production wise, Deja Vu is her best produced song. Lyrically, it's either Traitor or Favorite Crime, one of those two. And some of you might be surprised I'm not saying Driver's License. It's purely because I like to give more attention to the songs that aren't hits. I think her best lyrically are either Traitor or Favorite Crime. And then on Guts, I'd say production wise, I've got to do it in categories because I can't pick one. Okay, production, Love Is Embarrassing, maybe. And then lyrically, I mean, Pretty Isn't Pretty is such a gorgeous song. Like, I love the message behind it. I don't want to pick it though. Making the Bed. Lyrically, I think Making the Bed is her best. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with that or agree with me. Let me know. That was really tricky. Okay, we're getting to the last few questions. Okay, so we've got like 6 individual questions within this one comment, so let's go through them. Do you collect anything else aside from vinyl records? Yes, I collect magazines, specifically Vogue magazines. I've done a few Vogue collections on my channel. I also collect pins. Let me show you. I'm not an avid pin collector. I'll just say that I'm not avid. I don't like search for them on my day-to-day. I don't buy them online and stuff. All of my Disney pins that I bought for my last Disney trip, like when I buy Disney pins, they just kind of sit in a drawer. They don't really do anything. I've got some pins hanging up there. I've also got some pins in the bottom of this little container thing here. So I do love to collect pins. Again, I'm not avid. I don't buy them in my spare time, but like if I come across one that's really cute, if I'm like on holiday or somewhere, and especially in Disney, I'll buy them, but I just never do anything with them. I've already done the Any Vinyl You Regret Buying. How many 10-inch records do you have? I only have 2. I have Conan Gray Sunset Season and then the Record Store Day Rachel Chinaruri EP. Any vinyl that you have that you think is severely underrated? Are we talking in terms of album or pressing? A record that I do think is underrated is Chapel Roan's Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and the reason I'm saying that, I think that album is hyped and I'm glad it's got that hype, but I think the record itself is very underrated in terms of like the vinyl community. Like the presentation of this record, I don't think we talk about it enough. This slip sleeve, beautiful, and not to mention you get star confetti in the sleeve. The attention to detail matches the aesthetics of the album so well, so I think this is definitely an underrated record that people aren't talking about enough, in my opinion. Any vinyl that you bought for retail which is not being resold for a ridiculous amount of money? Honestly, this might shock you, but these two. I bought this for £35 on Taylor's web store and it's been resold on eBay for like, I've seen some for 55, I've seen some for 100, don't get me wrong, but I've seen some for like 55, 65. So this is fairly easy to get hold of, it's just a little bit more spenny. And this one, I got this on eBay for £19. Now you can get it so easily, but literally for 6 years, this was impossible for me to get hold of. Like this was non-existent in the UK. So it was rare at one point and the resale price on this is quite high, but you can find it quite easily now. Like whenever I'm on secondhand sites, like I'm seeing it for like 20 and 25, so it's not being resold for a crazy price. That's just where I am at the moment though, so maybe it might be more pricier where you guys live, but For me, it's not as hard to get a hold of. Surprisingly, this one as well. Oldest and newest record in your collection. My oldest, it's between these two. So we have the Sound of Music soundtrack. As you can see, very old. Got this in a charity shop for like £1. But I love the Sound of Music. It reminds me of my mum, so that's why I bought that. And this was released in 1965. And then from what I've seen on this one, this is 1960. And this is Elvis 40's Greatest Hits. Got this in London, Camden Market. They're selling vintage records. And I got this for like £5. So yeah. And my newest record that I have is probably Griff, live from Alexandra Palace. Okay, getting to the last few questions. What is your dream concert at the moment? My dream concert to attend? The thing is, I've seen all of my favourite artists live, which I'm so lucky to say that I've seen all of my top artists live. So now I would say my dream concert is a Chapel Roan concert. Oh, and Ariana Grande. Tate McRae, would love to see her as well. Yeah, Chapel, Ariana and Tate are probably my top 3 dream concerts at the moment. If you have to save only one of your vinyls from a file, which one would it be? You're asking me to choose my favourite child. I'd probably grab my rarest ones because like, I can't repurchase them as easily as like some of the others. Oh my god, I don't know. Okay, probably Love Alive from Paris. Being Funny in Foreign Language, Liquid record. Billie Eilish, 7 inches. Oh, and my Shawn Mendes signed 7 inch. They're probably the ones I would save because they're not easy to repurchase. Oh my god, God forbid, God forbid. No, 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 no. What's your favourite book? Do you plan to make any book videos in the future, like reading Taylor Swift's favourite books? I've never considered making book videos. If that's something you guys want, I'm happy to branch into that because I have really gotten into reading at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm not as clued up on reading in terms of like these other book talkers and stuff. If you guys want me to do book content, I'll happily do it. I can do a few shorts on it to test the waters, see how you guys like it, and if you're happy with it, maybe I could do like actual main channel videos. Yeah, I've never really thought about doing book content. I think it's because I'm not very active in terms of releases of books and stuff, and I'm not very clued up with that. My niche is obviously records and music. If you want me to do book content, I'll happily do it. Okay, so for the last comment, there are actually 2 questions that I have already previously answered earlier in the video, but there is one question left. So any tips for beginner collectors? Don't buy what's trendy. Buy records that you actually like the albums and the artists of. Don't buy it because it's trendy. I've made that mistake a couple times. Also, patience is key. I've said this in quite a few of my videos. Honestly, I can't tell you how patient I've been with some of the records that I have in my collection. But I've been collecting for 7 years, and compared to some other people's collections, my collection's not big. For someone who's been collecting for 7 years, this is not a big collection. But I cannot tell you how much money I've saved just from being patient. Genuinely, some of these records, like my Conan Gray Sunset Season record, 5 years ago, that was reselling for like 150. Like in the UK, it was non-existent, couldn't find it for the life of me. And then literally like 2 years ago, I found it on eBay for £19 free shipping. Also, same with the Billie Eilish Party Favor record Store Day 7 inch. You know how that's being resold for like £350 to £600? Yeah, I was patient and I waited, and she restocked it on her web store for £12.99. Imagine if I spent £300 on a 7 inch record and then she later released it for £12.99 on her web store. Crazy. Buy the albums that you actually want, not what's trendy, because it's your collection. You're the one spending the money and going to be listening to it. And also, records aren't like CDs. CDs are cheaper to collect, so they're a little bit easier financially. Records are expensive. They're literally ranging from £30 to sometimes £100. So get what you like, not what other people like, and patience. I do have a video talking about my record saving tips and tricks that I've learned through record collecting. I have done a video on that. I'll link it in the description box down below. So if you want any further tips, I gave quite a few good tips in that video, so make sure you watch that. Wow, they are all of the questions that you guys left for me. Honestly, thank you guys so much for commenting your questions. I had so much fun filming this video. My room is a tip from filming. Look, I've got things everywhere. So yeah, I need to clean my room now. But honestly, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this Q&A, give it a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it. And yeah, again, I'm so open to video suggestions. If you want me to do more CD content, if you want me to do more book content, if you want me to do more vlogs, let me know in the comments and I'll happily provide. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for a brand new video. Bye.